We're
What is
live.
it? What is it?
We're
live from 21 Richmond Streets in Kilda.
Take this for a ride. So pull up a chair, let's stir up the chat. The mashup is here for the chill and the chat. No scripts, no rules, just friends and their craft. Come hang with us, we're having a laugh. Welcome to the mash, shut up the lace to unwind. Three pals in a circle with music on the mind. Pour a glass of scotch and let the good times flow. Shoot in the breeze on the late night show. It's the mashup where the stories collide. Music and whiskey with laughs on the side. Guests drop by, we keep the vibe. Let's take this for a ride. So pull up a chair, let's stir up the chat. The mashup is here for the chill and the chat. No scripts, no rules, just friends and their craft. Come hang with us, we're having a laugh. Welcome to the mash, shut up the lace to unwind. Three pals in a circle with music on the mind. Pour a glass of scotch and let the good times flow. Shoot in the breeze on the late night show. It's the mashup where the stories collide. Music and whiskey with laughs on the side. Guests drop by, we keep the vibe. Let's take this for a ride. So pull up a chair, let's stir up the chat. The mashup is here for the chill and the chat. No scripts, no rules, just friends and their craft. Come hang with us, we're having a laugh. Welcome to the mash, shut up the lace to unwind. Three pals in a circle with music on the mind. Pour a glass of scotch and let the good times flow. Shoot in the breeze on the late night show. It's the mashup where the stories collide. Music and whiskey with laughs on the side. Guests drop by, we keep the vibe alive. Tune in now, let's take this for a ride. Chat. The mashup is here for the chill and the chat. No scripts, no rules, just friends and their craft. Come hang with us, we're having a laugh. Welcome to the mash, shut up the lace to unwind. Three pals in a circle with music on the mind. Pour a glass of...
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. There's Billy and Metal. And it's the mashup.
How we doing, everyone? Woo-hoo!
Edition
We're back
number
another
2.
round, another week.
Episode 2, guys.
It is indeed
100%.
episode 2.
How have you been, fellas? How's your week been? Well, your 2 weeks,
You go
anyway.
first, Billy. You go, Billy.
Well, I'll go first. See, everybody's gone quiet. Yeah, look, I had a couple of weeks off and got back to work only to find, the call centre hadn't burnt down. But, a few other things have got a bit skew-iff that we've had to work through with the risk and compliance. But apart from that, it's been keeping me really busy. But apart from that, pretty good. Good to be back with you guys. Good to be back with the peeps in the chat. How good to see all you
100%.
guys. Fantastic to see you all again. Hope you've been watching the rerun. Hope you caught our show. This one, you're in for a bit of a treat tonight, I think. You'll enjoy tonight's show.
I think so.
Have you been since the last stream, Metal?
Well, I've had all kinds of things happen. Probably the end of it was I had my birthday on Friday, so thank you to everyone that came in and said happy birthday to me on Facebook, Instagram, Discord, direct messages. I have to say it was a very tight fit to seeing who could send me the birthday wish first. It was unfortunately it was an Aaron, so E-Safer. Thank you very much for sending me the message at literally 1:10 in the morning my time. then followed by Disky, who was still awake.
Oh wow!
Sending me a message at 2:10 in the morning. So thank you very much, ladies. It made my birthday day because it wasn't very long after that before I actually ended up getting up for the day and starting my day early because I had to do some stuff with my boys from the US in my trucking company. So had all that go, and then we found out Mum on Sunday morning had she was given a diagnosis of having shingles with a side of Bell's palsy. So my shout out goes to Mum. Hope you're doing well, Mum. I think she's got the link for the show, so if she's in here tonight, hi, and glad you're feeling a lot better, but we're on the road to recovery. So she went through that, and then It's just been a week and of dealing with a lot of fun at work, and I had a migraine yesterday morning, which ended up taking the whole day to recover. So I'm sort of back. I'm still dousy as shit from the medication, but I'm surviving.
Nice to hear. And as Billy said, hugs and speedy recovery to Metal's mum. I've had a dose of shingles. That's not pleasant. I can't say I've experienced the other day. My week, well, since we got together last with Damo, which was just a fantastic night. I've had a gig at the Moose. I also had a last minute gig at the farmers market Saturday morning, so I did that. Then I went and watched the girls do their powerlifting on Saturday.
That was awesome watching that last month.
It was awesome. The girls did it. They did an absolutely fantastic job, and they're completely and utterly hooked now. So there was no stopping them. That was great to go and see, and then came home, got organised, and did a stream. And I got to tell you that it's a wonderful thing to have a voice that'll last 6 hours in one day again, because it's been a long time since that's happened. So it's nice to have that. Big raid last night in the stream, which was also very cool.
That was awesome, dude.
Was.
I missed the stream last night, Paulie. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get in, but
And what was that, Billy?
I have the revised version of our video from Melbourne ready to play next time you come in, mate, because I want to play it on my stream.
I wish I'd been there, mate. Unfortunately, I've been smashed at work. I just needed to get some well-earned sleep because somebody has been snoring very loudly.
Oh, Metal, you're going to cut. You got to cut that out.
I told you how to fix the snoring.
Yeah.
I told you you got to put Mr. Your little cat, Mr. What's his name?
Mr. Checkers.
All right.
I know.
Mr. Checkers has to go outside the bedroom, all right? Because you got a snoring cat, all right?
Yep. That's exactly right, Mr. Checkers.
I had.
Apparently I sound echoey.
You have a little bit of an echo, mate.
Okay.
But it's not bad.
I was going to say, I'm going to add a couple of things to that list.
Do it, Paul.
Do it now.
So I reckon. So I started that list off with a gig at the Moose. That was, it's great when get a gig, bit of extra money coming in. While I was unloading for the gig, got a parking fine. That just chewed up most of what I was going to make that night. And then, just to make matters worse, on I think it was Tuesday. On Tuesday, I was reversing the car in the driveway and had to get past another car and run over a star picket and did a $450 tyre on the front. So I've just replaced that.
That's so on the new car.
Yeah. So I think I'm down. I think I'm down about $200 for the fortnight.
I remember when I got my Mitsubishi Lancer Rallier, and literally, I think it was about 3 weeks after, I've gone absolutely smoking it up the Southern Outlet. I pulled into the exit lane to go down into Algona Road, and wouldn't you know it, somebody had an accident and they'd swept all of the debris off onto into the side lane, and I've just gone straight over a bit of metal, punctured a Yokohama A10, about the same, about $400.
Yeah.
And I literally, it was brand new car, 3 weeks old, only had about 150 Ks on it. It was like,
Yep, that's exactly how I felt. And I came inside and looked at Bryce. She looked at me and she went, "There's something not right." And I went, "No, I'll talk to you about it later." And then disappeared in here for about half an hour. Guru wanted to know what a parking fine is here. $198, Guru. Was the parking fine, and I'll let you know what I told the guys earlier. I've appealed it. I said I parked in the loading zone behind the venue. Had the hazards on, tailgate up, engine running, but it's not a commercial vehicle, so you fine me anyway. So we'll see what the result of the appeal is when we get there.
Thanks, Rita Custom. Hi, mate. Rhett, welcome in.
Just going to say, you want to welcome all our wonderful people in the chat. You want to do that, Billy? That'd be great.
Keep going. Say, cheers to Rowan the lawyer as well.
100%.
DJ Melly Mel's in the house.
Welcome in, Rhett.
Welcome in, everybody.
Good to see you, brother Rhett.
Welcome in, Random from the States. Welcome in, E. Safer from the States.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Mr. Parker. You were first in.
And Mrs. Parker, is she here too?
And yep, Ms. Unfortunate is there too. Yep. Welcome in. Welcome in.
And Rebecca Starr. Rebecca Starr's in our audience this evening.
Good to see Rebecca.
Wonderful to see you too, darling. And also Disky. The wonderful Disky.
And Disky, the lovely Disky is in there.
Thank you, Lynn.
Redo, welcome in, Redo, another one of my boys.
Could change the oil and tire rotation on my car. Hold on. Round of applause.
That's awesome.
I think the most expensive tyre at the moment probably goes to me at the moment because my tyres go for $1,200 a piece.
Oh! Wow. Yep. I didn't think that was possible. What are you driving? A Terex 450-ton rear dump truck, are you? Terex 3313B or something.
I feel like I'm driving a fucking G-Wagon, yeah? The price you pay for the bloody tyres. But no, I'm driving my Hilux. It's just got a 32-inch off-road tyre on it. So the mud all-terrains. So they're expensive. A lot on those.
Indeed.
What are you running? Are you running Coopers or something? What are you running?
Yeah, I'm running BF Goodrich.
Oh, Goodrich. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Mine was a Continental.
Yeah, I'm running Continental. MC6s or whatever they are.
I remember back in the 80s, the biggest Continental tyre you could get, or best tyre you could get, was the C-Drive, which is hilarious for someone who works in the IT department to put it on his VL Kelly.
What are you running on your car? C-Drive?
Mate, I got the C-Drive on me VL Kelly.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what. I reckon, are we ready to introduce our guest?
Oh,
I don't know. What do you guys reckon?
Not sure. I reckon we could probably go with that.
Yeah.
Do you want to push the button on that one, Paulie?
Which button am I pressing?
I don't know. The one.
For anyone at home that doesn't know, Paul does have the stream running from his house, so everything relies on him pushing the right fucking button.
Yeah.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Interview room, and I've just realised we've still got the graphic up for Damo. Now,
that's a shame Charlie.
There is a very good reason. There is a very good reason that there is not a fourth person in this interview room, and that's because our guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is the one and only Metallicana.
I'm also next to Billy. I've got our names above us wrong. Dyslexic.
What we figured.
Hang on. Can we swap? I'll just swap over this way.
Yeah. Pro streamers right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hang on. No, I need to go that way.
Yeah, I need to go that way.
Surely I can just turn those off. Just talk amongst yourselves, fellas. Will I fix that?
Yeah, pro streamers here.
That's right. Nobody thought, oh, let's tell Paul to do that.
I thought you'd go to the three interview page. We just stay there.
Oh, actually, anyway. So we're here now.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're here.
We are.
We can go there.
That'll do.
Righto. DB2. Paul may be a different stream, but he still can't push the buttons.
Good on you, Donna.
We can still count on him, Donna. That's for sure.
Indeed. But in all seriousness, what we thought was after having Damo in last week. It was awesome to have Damo in, but we did think that it would be a good idea to introduce ourselves. I guess in a more in a way that you may not have heard about us in the past, or perhaps it's just a little bit different. It's not us streaming as individuals. We're streaming together, and there's a backstory behind each of us. So we thought we'd do that. So Metal drew the short straw, and he's the main man for tonight. So I'm going to get some questions.
He's in the hot seat.
I'm going to get some questions organised. But chat, if there's anything you'd like to ask Metal, then please stick it in the chat.
Yeah, whack it in the chat.
And Billy will pick up those questions as we go along, while I scramble to find my list of questions, which I know are here somewhere. I've just got to find where I put them. It would be...
Who is Metal?
That's an excellent
Metal
question.
is the person sitting there with cold chisel on his chest.
Oh, yeah, right.
I've opened everything.
Right, we've got some questions coming in at the moment.
We do?
What am I coming with?
When are you going to Mildura?
Yeah, no. The plan is I will be going to Mildura soon, Beck. So just keep your ears peeled for that one.
Looking gherkin. How you doing, buddy?
Gherkin. Welcome in.
Yeah, the Gherks is here.
I think
And random user asked, how did you get into it?
that was exactly what I was going to say. That was our first question. There you go. How did you get into streaming, Mel?
Oh, is it really? Have some respect. Okay. Sorry. I've just got the run sheet up. I don't have the question sheet up as well.
Oh, you're good, man.
I got it.
So first question is how to get into it. I'm guessing asking how to get into streaming. Mine was actually because of some friends of mine from the UK who I was very close friends with. I'd been watching people on Twitch. I've been on Twitch for a long time. It's been like 9 years or something. I've been on Twitch. When I come to the US, coming, mate. I'm coming. Sorry, getting distracted there. But I got into Twitch because I had some friends of mine who were doing trucking, and they were playing American Truck Sim. At the time, I was playing Euro Truck Simulator, which is the same thing, just in European sense. And I was enjoying playing with them. And they were always live on Twitch. And I had another guy who was an IRL trucker in the UK, and he was always going back and forth with me about stuff. And I was looking at how he's doing things, trying to understand how he was doing it all, and want to look into it because it's always something that fascinated me. I'm one of those people where someone introduced me to a new piece of technology, a new thing, and I'll go, right, I want to learn everything about that so I can understand it fully. So I got into doing a little bit of with them, hanging with them in their streams, and then people said, hey, Mel, you know you got a really, really good voice for streaming. I'm going, I don't know about that, but add expletives here as an Aussie, and I thought it was fun for them with their content at the time, and his name was Red Mozzie. He's an IRL streamer as well over in the UK. Absolutely funny. Yeah, great name for a streamer. And he and I got on like a house on fire. We felt like we were becoming like brothers. It was just that funny. Like we'd just sit there and just be chatting, and we'd just be firing off at each other, taking the piss out of each other like we do when we go to the pub or whatever with mates. Like the three of us do when we sit down and have a few drinks together. So I thought about it, and then he said, Mel, why don't you give it a go? It's so easy to do. It doesn't take much to do. And he gave me a few ideas, and he did a stream on it and showed me how he has his setup going. And I got really interested in it, and I thought, you know what? I'll give it a go. So I thought about it for a long time. And then my ex-wife, she was also looking at getting into it. So she got into streaming. I thought, I'll support her, help her get up and running. Got that started. That started the whole IT-related helping people with OBS thing. And then got on to doing a bit more. And then I thought, I'll give it a go. So I jumped in and started doing trucking. And it's just, from there, it's just gone. So I've just gone trucking, and joining people's streams and meeting new people, and got into Pete Northcote on Facebook, and here I am now as a mod in multiple channels, and having fun and enjoying it.
Indeed. Hey, Metal, I'd like to know, we've had how you got into streaming, and your mate was, what was the mate's name that got you into it?
Red Mozzie.
Red Mozzie. Right, so
yeah.
Metallicana, tell us about your Twitch handle. How did that come about?
I've always it's the name I've always used when playing games. I am very much a gamer, so I'm not an IRL streamer. I don't walk around with a backpack or do anything like that. I play games, and I've been playing games for years. I've always enjoyed like being around people where we have different names. I've had some weird and wonderful people with wonderful names. I've had a couple of names over the years. I had one that I was using called Rev, and when I was playing Ostfront 1942, and I got well known in the community in Oceania and competed in professional competitions when I was 19, 20. Made some money out of that and playing a few of those other games very competitively, and then people started to get my name, and I thought, I need something a bit different. So because everyone knew who Rev was, and I wanted to get a different name and stop people from like trolling me and doing that sort of thing when we went into lobbies to play games. And I thought about it for a while, and I've had a few different names over the years. I had Rat MG because I was always running like a rat with a machine gun taking people out. And then I thought about it, and then one day I just thought I got introduced to rock music and metal when I was about 21, thanks to a very close friend of mine, Elijah Crow, and he got me into listening to the S&M album on Metallica, and I got so fascinated with that album, like beyond belief. Like I was constantly listening to different songs on there, and I got, you know what? That's an amazing name. People would always ask me, what do you listen to? What do you listen to? I'm like, I listen to Metallica, I listen to AC/DC and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, one day someone said, so what music do you like? And I said, Metallica. Oh, you like Metallica, do you? And I just as a smart ass, I went, nah. And I thought, that works. So I just changed my name again to Metallicana and _AU. So then I get the double whammy. I get the, you like Metallica, or I get the, so you're from Australia, are you?
There you go.
So,
well done.
Welcome in, Regroff.
That's how the name came to. Hey, Reg.
So, Metal, we asked this set of questions today, mate. So we'll follow on from that, and again, chat if you've got any questions for Metal. But I've got to add one in especially. Sorry, Billy.
Sorry, before we get there, I think Redo asked whether or not or when you were coming to the US, Metal.
Yeah, so the plans were this year for me to come to the US in October, November, if everything went well after having surgery with my stomach, which is probably one of the other questions someone might ask me about. I've had a few setbacks with that health-wise, so I've decided not to do the US tour this year. But I do plan to come to the US at some place in time for a couple of weeks. And head over there and have some fun over there, meet up with people like Rita Customs, the old man, Libra Red Rose, the lovely Libra. She's in all of our channels at some point or another. She's always trolling around. And catch up with people there, and yeah. So keep an eye out. I'll keep you guys posted, but sometime in the next 2 years.
I was just going to say, I was going to add something else in there, which I think is Billy and I both benefited from your expertise, Metal. You're a huge help to many streamers, and very, very selfless with your time. Always prepared to help out in any way you can. Always there when the phone rings. Fixing streams, and God knows I need the help. So I've got to say a huge thank you for that,
Paul.
Yeah. and there'd be a long list behind that.
Yeah. Considering that where you started from, that's a funny story for everybody. How I met Paul. I don't actually know Paul apart from being introduced to this guy called Paul in a fellow streamer called Peter Northcote. If you guys haven't seen him, go check out Peter Northcote on Twitch, guys. Amazing musician. He was said to me one day, he goes, we got this guy called, Rhett said, Lou Villa said, I've got this guy on Twitch who was on Facebook or whatever, and he wants to move to Twitch and blah blah, and he's got this setup, and I'd love to try and help him out with stuff, and he knew that I knew a little bit of my stuff with the Twitch, with all the stuff that's going on with Paul and Pete and other people, and said, do you reckon you could jump into this stream and have a look at his setup and have a listen to him and see if you got anything you could help him with? And I went, sure. So I went in there and watched his stream, and then Paul came into Discord when Pete used to come into Discord after a stream, and we started talking, and I went, yeah, look, I can help you. I was a little bit sort of set back at the time, going, I want to see who this Paul guy is before I start getting too invested in it. And then I realized how much of a nerd he was when it came to music. I went, yeah, okay, this is going to work. So got involved with Paul, and then it was the late night sort of just, he'd send me a message saying, hey, Metal, I've got a question about this. And I go, sure. And we started doing the whole NEDES thing, and I spend time with him, help him out, not out. This is back when Paul had was running everything off a Mac Mini, and the Mac Mini was a great computer. The problem was the Mac Mini was also his heat source and also the cause of him potentially having a fire on his desk. That poor little unit, every time I swear he finished a stream, that was like another ring mark on the desk from it.
And I've just got my hand there, and it's quite cool now because it's only doing the audio.
Yep, exactly. He was doing everything off this little. Can you imagine a little box like this big from Apple, trying to run 5 cameras at the time, plus the audio coming in, plus the audio going out, the hardware rendering, and then getting it out to the stream. That's a lot of pressure to put on a very small little box that's probably not designed to do that.
I just kept finding ways to plug more things in. I just go, hang on, if I daisy chain more and more of these hubs together, I can plug more stuff in. That was my theory.
Customs, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. I'm allergic to Apple, but that's okay because Paul's got 15 mini Mac Minis now, and they're daisy chained together.
No, thankfully, fuck not.
No. What I have is a very, 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 very good streaming computer, as spec'd by Metallicana, because that's how he did it. I said, mate, just tell me what I need, and he sent me this gigantic list of stuff, and I went, what am I supposed to do with that? He said, send it off to these guys and tell them you want it built, and they'll send it to you. I went, done.
That was my first introduction of Paul to
plug it in, Paul.
Pretty much, Bill.
So sorry.
Paul was renowned for being the plug-it-in king. everything got plugged in to everywhere, and we had to get extra expansion slots for him to be able to plug more stuff in. Thank you to actually, you know what? Shout out to Steve Ford for introducing us both to the USB expansion cards. Thank you very much, Steve.
I think the most beautiful part is that, you know how when you go to an electronics shop, you get to see these items that are plug and play? For Paul, it's plug and won't play.
No, it's plug and metal play.
That's it. It's true.
So, Metal, here's the list of questions. We're gonna pump through a few. So, do you have a hype song before you go live on Twitch?
I really do. I've got 2, depending on my mood. If I'm been in the channel with like Rita Customs and the other guys from the trucking company beforehand, I'm in a really good mood. Then I'm usually listening to a song for the dead by your lights are full of the outside, Billy. The song for the dead by the song for the dead by the Queens of the Stone Age was my go-to. And then if I'm not doing so hot, I've had a bit of a hard day, whatever, I want to get myself into the mood for streaming. It's usually for a very Australian thing, very unlike me, but John Williamson and his family, a photo album that he has. I put the whole album on, just have it playing in the background with Crocodile Roll and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
It just really helps me mellow out and get myself back into a very cool mood.
That's very cool.
I would not have thought of that. If I had to bet on what you would listen to, it wouldn't have been that.
John Williamson wouldn't have featured.
That would not have been in the playlist at all.
And that's something most people don't know, is that I have a very wide range of music I listen to, not just metal. Now, as much as I keep talking about metal, and I know a lot about metal, and I'm sure Parker can outdo me in the knowledge of metal, I have a very wide range of music growing up that I listened to that gave me a real sort of insight into the different industries and how they work. And my brother is actually an audio engineer, so growing up with him learning instruments and playing and doing audio sessions at home, like he turned his bedroom into a studio. I always wondered how he found a room for his bed, but he'd be in there forever every night after school, after work, spending 6-7 hours in there in his room. just recording stuff and doing production and that kind of stuff. So I know you do too, Parker. I know you do, but I'm just saying thank you. That I know that you know more about metal than I do. But yeah,
he knows a lot.
He does.
Hey, Metal, I've got another one. If your stream had a warning label, what would it be?
Warning label. Extremely fun guy that loves to be an Aussie but swears like a sailor at sea.
Maybe you should be playing Sea of Thieves, Billy.
Well, we have done. We have.
And I'm the dismal failure when it comes to the gaming. We won't go there at all. If you, what's your just one more game that ruins your sleep?
Over the years, there's been different games, but I think it still has to be one of my favorites, and that's Armour. The whole Armour series, the Milstep game. I've had times where I've just needed to zone out from work, and I've come home from work at 5:30 at night. I'll come home, I grab a pack of chips. There you go. Here's a pack I had ready this afternoon in case. I grab a pack of chips, sit down, and start playing Armour for probably about 5 or 6 hours or more. And you get so into it when you're playing it that I kind of forget the time. I've done nights where if I'm not doing modding stuff, because I find it's my mellow out game, because you have a bad day at work. What kind of a person, like me, is a bit of a metalhead and loves this military stuff, doesn't want to go in and blow a whole bunch of crap up, blow up the enemy, and then go, that feels amazing. I've got some great clips on my channel of me getting some really good shots at like 11 o'clock at night on people from the US. And people watching the stream. Parker's been in the stream a few times, so has Louvel and a few other people, where I've managed to get some funny shots, and I love to have a laugh. So, yeah, Armour 3, my favourite. Even though it's 10 years old.
It's always an enjoyable thing watching your streams, Metal. I think I always enjoy catching, and I've got to say, because of, for obvious reasons, well, maybe not obvious reasons, time commitments and etc. I don't get to watch a lot. I certainly don't watch much in the way of gaming on Twitch. I watch if I'm watching Twitch, it's music. The very few gamers I watch, and you do a fantastic job. Very entertaining stream. So, folks, if you're not already following Metal for his gaming stream, you should be. He's there we go. There's the link. So give him a follow.
Hey,
next,
Metal.
you're going.
I actually have a question for Metal.
Yep.
So we've heard about how you got into streaming.
Yeah.
How did you wind up in the IT profession?
That is a really interesting story. Actually, Paul and I have had a long night just talking about this, and I don't want to take up all the time. So I'll give you the summarized Pete Northcote version, straight from the heart of the bottom. Basically, I came out of high school and I really wanted to be chef, and then got into doing that. And I grew up in a household where my father was an IT guy. He had a number of years working in the industry in different sectors of it, and I really enjoyed watching and talking to him about it, because I've always been known in my family as when I was growing up, as the break it kid. Never let me near a computer because I'd break it, but I'd always fix it. And it became a bit of a game with my brother and I. When brother would do something to a computer and would hold it against me to make sure I got it repaired and fixed before Dad got home, so Dad wouldn't find out. But at the same time, I used to also sneak in. Dad was one of those people. It's really cool. Dad wired up on the computer a key system that you couldn't turn the computer on unless you had the key and turn the key lock on to turn the computer on. And the keys were on his keys at work. So when he used to come home, he'd come home and sit down and go, put his hand on the computer and go, "That's warm." So there's a couple of times that happened, and he came in and goes, "You been playing the computer?" And of course I'd look and go, "No." And he goes, "Are you sure?" I go, "Yeah." And then walk away. And then after about the 4th, 5th time this happened, I just hear Dad go, swear off his head, and comes out of the room with the computer and walks into the garage and and all I can hear is zip, 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 crack, crack. Boom, 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 boom. Out comes the computer, goes back on the desk, and I go, "Are you okay, Dad?" He goes, "Yeah, it's all right. I've decided now. You guys are. I've given up trying to stop you guys from playing the computer. You can play the computer whenever you want." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Well, I thought I had it all worked out, but the problem was the computer was overheating because the lock was getting too hot from the power." I went, "Oh, was it surging?" Story. He goes, "Yeah. So I turned it off, so it's not going to do that anymore." Well, to tell you the truth, I actually have been playing the computer, and I came out to him about it, and he goes, "I knew you had. I just wanted to see if I could get you to actually not try and tell a fib." And I went, "Well, yeah."
Bit of dad psychology going on.
Yeah, that was amazing the other year. So I left high school. I've always played games since I was about 17, 18 or younger. Dad got us into games early on to get our ambidextrosity and help me with because I grew up with ADD. So it was a good way of me keeping an attention span for longer than 5 minutes and something, not going squirrel. So it helped me a lot. So he couldn't really fault it when he worked out how it was helping me calm down and stay focused and stuff. And then I got into cooking through high school, so I really wanted to become a chef and did all that. And got the sexy body, and then worked out. I still love my cooking, still love my food and cooking with people, but not at the rate and the expense of my health and body that it was as a chef at the time when I was working. And then decided to get back into IT and went back and thought, do I really want to get into IT? So I got a job in retail IT, selling computers and bits. And I realized I knew a lot about computers, but not enough to make it where I could sell equipment to an IT guy. So I wanted to get to know a bit more, and then went back and thought, time to do it, let's do it. So I put it all in, went to TAFE, did the TAFE, went on to uni, did the uni thing, and then I've been forever learning ever since. That's how I got into IT. Long-winded way of doing it, boys, but that's just how I got into it.
Well, you went from a profession that has barely changed in the last 50 years to a profession that changes constantly.
Every 10 minutes.
That's
the one.
Yep. It's got the same attention span of keeping the technology the same as I have when it comes to cooking.
There you go. Metal, what's the most used emote on your channel?
Oh, geez. I think last time I looked at the results was the last time I streamed, which was a while ago now. I'm forever doing other things. It was the clipped it emote that I have, and it's basically one that people can use to do a clip of my channel for me. Instead of typing in the word exclamation clip, I had an emote that would trigger it, just because I love playing around with stuff and trying new things to do.
Okay. That's
it was literally an AI generated clip emote that I went on and went, can you when ChatGPT and all that sort of stuff came out and started playing with it all, and I thought, I've got to find something other than ChatGPT to do it. And I looked around for AIs and I found the Microsoft Copilot, because I had it free from work. I went, can you make me a animated pic of a truck jumping out of a computer screen with an explosion saying clip it? And it went through like about 4 or 5. I showed Rita these ones. We were talking in Discord one day, and it came out with that clip it one, and I thought, you beauty, that's amazing.
Oh, shit, that's how you did it. That's oh man, that's insane.
Yep, that's it. So, and I've been lucky.
That's so cool.
best and worst thing about streaming.
Oh. Best part about it is the satisfaction you get from when you have a really good stream, and you get a lot of people talking in there. You get rated by people, and the community you can build from it. I've made an amazing community of guys from On the Minute Express, or the trucking company virtual trucking company I should put, or community that I'm actually now the one of the co-directors of. I've built a community with the help of Old Man and Redo Customs and a whole bunch of other people who are in here. They're the ones. Thank you, Redo. And the community has really been through the streaming over the years, building it up and promoting the other guys, and the satisfaction I get from being able to help other people get into the streaming game, and I raid them and build them up. So there's a bit of a satisfaction on that. Worst part, for me would be the amount of, sometimes you get a little bit of anxiety from it, or you start to get too hyper-focused on drama that happens in the community. And that's the bit that I hate the most, the drama. It's not the people coming in and doing the whole, you want free views because we've got Siri bot for that now. Siri bot takes care of all those people. The moment they come in and say something, yeet, they're out. I don't have to do anything. But on top of that too, it's that, the communities are both a good and bad part of it. We've had some pretty weird people come in over the years. I've met a few people who I no longer associate with because of people being toxic or just not having that right fit for the community.
Yeah. It's probably one of the most difficult things I think streamers have to deal with. It's definitely not my favourite thing. If you were able to if you had a brand sponsorship, who would it be and why?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, you know what? There's two. If I could get it, I would be very happy. One would be Logitech. I love your products. I've actually got new headphones. People I noticed. I got a birthday surprise for myself. I got myself some headphones. Got them for a really good price on Amazon. Thank you. The two brands would be Logitech because I love a lot of their gear. My steering wheel I use for all my streaming and playing the trucking game is a Logitech steering wheel. I've got Logitech parts in my computer. My keyboard is a HyperX. I've got HyperX mic. I've got whatever. So a lot of the stuff is mainly Logitech on my system. And I love Logitech gear. It's well made, and I'm a big fan of it. People tend to poo-poo and go with other brands. I've had no problems with other brands. I've never had too much of a problem with that. The other brand would be HyperX because of the microphone, the quality of stuff that I've enjoyed. All their stuff I also like as well. But they're the two brands I'd love to get sponsored by because it's all gaming related.
Yep. Have a good day, Jen. Jen's off to work.
See you, Jen.
Describe your setup in 3 words.
Absolute fucking shamble.
Everyone else is working right, but his own is a shit fight.
Yeah, dude, I'm forever changing things all the time. I'm learning new things. Every time I go to stream on my own stream, I go, today's the day. I go to get started, and I go, fuck, I got to fix all this still. It's an absolute shamble. Like my setup is, I've got in front of me, I've got a 42-inch Samsung TV right in front of me. That's my main screen I'm seeing everything on, with 2 24 inches on either side. And they're the 3 monitors I have. I have a touchscreen laptop on my right that I use for controlling like a Stream Deck, but it has Stream Deck Plus. I have a server in the back cupboard that runs OBS on it because I wanted to have the ability to do it from remote location, test out my IT knowledge, which works well. And then I've got this webcam, this new 4K webcam, which I'm loving. And then keyboard, mouse, steering wheel. It's an absolute shambles, forever changing. If I'm playing certain games of Rito, like playing certain games, I've got my PlayStation controller there ready to go. But my setup, not what anyone would want to have.
It's because you spend all your time fixing mine.
And then a 3D printer to fix it.
I was just going to say, what's the fishing line thing at the back there? It looked like you're set up for making flies.
Yeah, it's an Ender 3 3D printer, which I use. So my microphone mount, if you can see this, you really can't, but it's right. I've had to rebuild parts on my microphone stand because it just over time perishes with sunlight and stuff like that. But I've got the 3D printer for making stuff. So I've made a lot of mounts and things and CAD drawings and built stuff in there. I've made planes and helicopters and tanks and all that kind of jazz in it. So one of my other hobbies now is 3D printing, as well as forward driving and a few other ones.
Very cool. Your most chaotic moment when streaming, what was it?
Holy shit. I think it was when... I've had a few chaotic moments over time. I think my most chaotic moment was I'd had a really bad day at work, and I came home and I was in absolute shambles. This is before I started doing the whole hype song thing and getting myself ready for stream. And I was just not in the mood for talking to people. And I'd had a really bad day. Like even my boss did want to have a bar of me at the time because he knew how much stress I was under with everything. So I thought, I'm going to go on and stream. And I thought, perfect time of day, 2:00 in the afternoon during a weekday. No one's going to come in and annoy the shit out of me and do anything stupid. And I got raided with a bot raid. And it was worse than Pete Norcoth. I had 125,000 follows in 5 seconds.
Oh, no way.
And so that's when I learned. That's when I learned about the whole put a gate on your looping of the follows when people follow in, and how to turn that off. And then straight after that, I had a raid from a couple of streamers I knew, I did not cope well that day. I had a stream raid. They came in. The sudden I was already on the antsy. I was talking about, it's really annoying when this stuff happens and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, then I knew for a fact I should not be mentioning it. I should just move on. I just went off the rails and had a bad stream. But then I got old man coming to the channel with me in the Discord when I was doing, because I was trucking at the time. An old man came in and goes, "Hey, Metal, you're live. Mind if I come in and join you?" And we started talking. All of a sudden, I had about 8 other streamers just come in, one after another, just raids. And then I had people coming in, dropping gift subs and everything. And I had a gift train that got me up to like level 7, first time ever.
Wow.
And that was amazing. And then I got raided by Aaron Shea. So, yeah.
That'd be chaotic.
Yeah, it was very chaotic. So it was probably... When I say it's the worst, it was just for my headspace. It was not great for me that day. But the outcome was I came away from the stream going, I'm pumped. I just wanted to go hit the live button again and go again 10 minutes later.
I think that's that's a really cool thing. When I know I experienced that when you're having a bad day, you stream and you're thinking, it's just I'm not feeling it. It's not going, and then just something clicks and you end up having the best night. It's fantastic. What would something surprising your community might not know about you?
Okay, well, let's throw this one out there. I know Paul knows this one, but I grew up in a religious family. My brother and I are both Christian by faith, and I still put myself there. I still actively follow it, and yeah, a lot of people don't know that, and that's because I've learned over the years to be the sort of person that sits back, and if people ask me the question, they want to know the answer, then I'll tell them. But I don't force it down people's throats because I've lost too many friendships over the years because of that.
Honey Lynn!
Welcome in. So a lot of people don't know I'm actually quite religious, and Sundays I actually spend Sunday mornings when I'm working at about 9 o'clock in the morning actually on a stream participating with it. And then I can get on with my day. So
That's it.
Yeah, so it's something that a lot of people know. But at the same time, I'm also like to have a bit of fun. So you see the raw deal. What you see is what you get.
That's the no politics or religion on stream.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's also because in the past it's also caused a lot of rife when someone has a religious view on something, and I've seen it go right, and the person and stuff doing it. We had one the other week that came into Blank Page's channel, and his name was, "I have a great message." And you know for a fact exactly what's going to happen. And so you're sitting there, and he's going through the stream, and if you read the room, 90% of the people in it are not going to respond to that well. And so you're watching, you go, all right, I've got my finger over the button to delete the message. Message comes up, delete. It's gone in a half a second. Park was in the channel and he goes, "What did you just get rid of?" I'm like, "You'll see in the deleted messages." And he goes, "All right," and he checks it out. So yeah, so it's funny that you know, the no religion thing is more so that people feel comfortable being in the channel than feel subjugated. At the same time, people see me for who I actually am, not what a persona is. Yeah. I don't put the fake me on Twitch, and that's one of the things I'm very adamant about is you see me for me, not the metal, and then there's the Richard outside of that.
Mm-hmm. But it's the old adage when you're having when you're dealing with if you're having a conversation with family or very close friends, then all those things are on the table. Although I'm not sure necessarily politics is a great conversation to have with family, but anyway. But it's the old adage, isn't it? Dinner party, religion and politics are the two topics you never raise because you don't know what you're going to get.
I think the other thing is that you don't necessarily need to, like, I come from an extremely religious family as well, although I'm agnostic, right? That's my choice, right? I'm not saying I don't believe that there's something there, but I just choose not to, right? Be part of it for whatever reason. But the fact that we have a good moral compass and ethic, right, holds us in good stead. And we don't have to advertise that we're whatever religion we are. Yeah. I think the fact that, and we might swear, I swear like a trooper, right? And apologies if I've ever said the C-H-R-I-S-T word in front of you, right? Promise I won't ever again. But the bottom line is that, just because I swear and drink alcohol doesn't make me any less of a person. And we have the right moral compass and the right ethics. So thanks for sharing, man. Yeah. Really do appreciate it. Pleasure. I didn't know that. I did not know, and I feel embarrassed that I didn't know.
No. We've actually spoken about it before, Billy. I think in passing when I was down there. So I actually sort of knew because we'd brought it up in conversation just on a one-on-one. It just happened to come around. It wasn't a forced.
It must be Alzheimer's that you forget.
Yeah, exactly.
You can call me Al.
Metal, do you have any long-term projects or goals, dream projects, things that you'd really like to do that you haven't had time to tackle yet?
There is one I've been working on for the last couple of years, and that is to become a IRL IT guy on Twitch that travels around Australia. And so, yeah. So for me, it's nice one, Donna. So that's something I've been working on and working towards. So coming up over the next couple of years, hopefully, if Twitch is still around. Otherwise, let's see me on other platforms. But I want to be able to travel around Australia and IRL stream live using whatever service I can get. And people can join me for the traveling. Wow. Also, I do work and do other things like that and spend more time away from home. Mainly because I've got no one else at the moment. I'm a single guy, so not in any sort of relationship at this point in time. But just working on me, still being me, and being there for the family as well. Mum and Dad are getting to an age where now they're starting to be home more than off. Although Dad at every moment is always saying, "We're off this place." All right, see you in 3 weeks, Dad. So seeing what Dad's gone through over the years and where they're at is exactly what I want to be, an overlander traveller. So I've been slowly setting up all my stuff. I've got my camper, I've got my ute, I've got my play toys.
Now you just need the grey hair to be the grey nomad.
Well, I mean, if you look at my beard, as Billy picked it out like 12 months ago, Metal, you're getting a bit of a grey beard there, mate.
And what's this thing about single man? I thought you were a lesbian trapped inside that gent's body, desperately trying to escape.
Oh, shucks.
We've got some wild card questions coming at you now. This is going to be a bit of rapid fire. So we're going to see how we go with this. You just got 10,000 subs. What are you going to do first?
Say thank you. That's the most common thing to do. Right? You acknowledge the 10,000 subs and then work out what they want me to do for that 10,000 subs. We had this discussion with Damo. 10,000 subs. Yeah, would I do a hot tub screen? Probably. Would I be wearing a mankini? Hell no. I don't wish that on anybody.
Be the last 10,000 you got from me, that'd be sure.
If I got 10,000... No, see, DB, this is something you don't know about me. Well, growing up, I was the kind of guy that grew up... My mum's a hairdresser by trade, so I always had the weirdest looking fucking hair because, mum would be mum and she'd want to try something different. Growing up, there's photos of me on Facebook, if you look on my Facebook page that have me on there, of me with frosted tip hair at 18 years of age.
Oh, wow.
And I held that through till I was about 25 until I was then told I should never frost tip my hair again. That was mainly because it was my brother and he was already losing his hair and going grey and said he hated the fact that I still had a full head of hair and I was frost tipping it. But yeah, a test subject. I wasn't a test subject. It was actually by choice.
He lined up for it. He was up for it every time.
100%. Nothing better than sitting there with the bald cap on your head and your mother getting the skewer
with a crochet hook.
The hook. Yeah, the crochet hook. Pull it through.
Your stream is a movie, Metal. Who's playing you?
I was actually thinking about that one tonight. It would definitely be Jack Black. Because we're both eccentric and fun as possible, and he'd play an amazing character of Metal.
I don't know if John Candy was still alive.
Yes,
maybe.
Great, yeah.
If I could get John Candy mixed in with a bit of who was the other person that I was thinking of recently that passed away? Oh no, he hasn't passed away. Just not on the movies anymore. Anyway, but yeah, there's a few people that probably could play me. If you're looking for someone of my size, yeah, John Candy.
Sorry.
What's your streamer superpower or curse?
Streamer's superpower or curse? I think I've got the curse of never going live. Because every time I try and organise, I'll go, on this day I'll go live. It'll be someone will call me and say, "Hey, Metal, can you give me a hand with this?"
That's a mixture of your superpower and your curse. See, it's perfect.
I think so.
That's all that IT
right.
skill. See, we've got if you were a whiskey coming up. By the way, spoiler alert. What kind would you be?
Oh, dude, seriously, if I was, I'd be the most peatiest freaking whiskey you'll ever have because I'm always smoked up and I'm always smoking on something, right? Those of you who know me know that I'm not always a smoker, right? So I stopped smoking a while back, like quite a few years ago, but I still have my 1 or 2 times a year I'll have a cigar. And it's usually around the time of my birthday. The last time I had one was actually at Paul's place. When I went over there for a holiday, I was sitting outside, his Paul out the back having a smoko, and I'm sitting there next to him going, "Man, I used to have these small little Camel cigarettes that I used to smoke all the time." And he goes, "Well, hang on a second." He goes out to the shed and pulls out this little tin of them. And going,
Wee Willems or something, were they? Wee Willems or
Something close.
Yeah, something close. So I'm sitting out there having a cigar with Paul, one of the cigars with Paul, whilst he's sitting there having a smoke as well. And it was great. And I just went, this is one of the reasons why I love doing it, but also one of the reasons why I stopped.
Good man, because I did it too. Build your dream Twitch house. Who's in it? Who cooks and who breaks the internet?
Well, we've already got that covered between the three of us, right? So breaking the internet is going to be Paulie. Breaking who cooks would definitely be Paulie. Who'd be keeping my toes going would be Billy, because he's always trying to pep me up and get me out of bed in the morning, and then I'd be doing all the cleaning because I'd be cleaning up everybody after all their computers and everything else breaks.
I just had this nagging feeling that I was going to get named for both those roles. Who breaks the internet and who cooks? Excuse me. All right. A couple of little finishes.
John Belushi. Yes. Let's go about John Belushi.
She has.
So we're gonna get you to describe your setup. Now I know you've done this already, but describe your setup. And this time in the chat, guys, we won't do the poll. We'll just put a number between 1 and 10 in the chat, and you're gonna rate Metal's setup. And you can briefly go back over that. Your setup in terms of chaos level. Describe it, and then the chatters will vote between 1 and 10.
All right. So my setup, as I was saying before, it's two 24-inch monitors, 42-inch TV in front, connected to a custom-built PC, gaming PC. eMeet camera here. I've got a Logitech camera there, which I was using. I've got a HyperX microphone that connects to the computer via USB. I've got lights everywhere. My whole house is lights. If you go to my channel and you type it exclamation mark blue, you'll set my room to blue midstream here. I've got lights being delivered. I'm a Lumia Stream king. Level Total Chaos, yeah. I've got LEDs everywhere. I've got cabling that's the most organized mess you'll ever find. Like I'm talking, I've got cable management everywhere. But no hanging cables, no nothing. Desk is a mess because at the moment I finished work today and then I need to have a break. I've got a 3D printer here for printing stuff live, so I can actually do some printing stuff for people to giveaways. And then I've got my laptop doing all my Stream Deck stuff, which is just a custom Stream Deck software that I'm using. That connects to my phone, to my laptop, and I can control it all remotely out on the road as well. And I run a server in the rack in the cupboard.
I love how everybody's putting commands in, wanting to change your lights, but of course we're on the video ninja.
What I've got to tell you, what I've got to tell you, guys. Speaking of lights, is mine went off before. So whoever followed me, thank you so much, because my light someone followed just after you put my link up in the chat. Someone followed. I looked at behind, and the lights were going off. So thank you, whoever that was. Looking at
you mean like this, Paulie?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So looking at and Metal can just do that anytime. He just like he just blinks one eye and that turns me. I'll be sitting in here doing stuff and my lights will go off and I'm bloody Metal again.
Oh, there you go. This random user just came into my channel and just threw up the blue command, so my lights are going to start playing up now.
There we go.
Nice.
Now, in terms of scores, we've had everything from 1 to 100. So I don't know what that means. I think that I have one question for you, Metal. Are all your cables labelled? Are all your cables labelled with what they are at the PC end?
Yep.
So mine now.
At both ends.
All dymo tagged. Nice.
No, they're punch tagged. So the old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the old punch, because the dymo tags over time they get hot at the back of the computer and they go.
Yeah, they do, and they.
So I used the old. I got an old dymo manual dymo punch tagger.
I learned that the hard way.
So, and I've made it really simple. I've actually got Rhett can attest to this. My setup at home and my network setup and everything, because I do everything for work. Everything is labeled. Everything is numbered. Everything has a strategy for what the codes on them are. So I know exactly what they are, but no one else does. So someone comes in and fucks with my stuff, I can put it back within about 15 minutes. But to the poor person, looks at it and goes, "What the fuck is this guy drinking?"
All right, last one. Metal whiskey matching. Pick a whiskey that matches your stream vibe.
Oh, definitely. You know what? Because I'm always smoke and mirrors and playing Armour 3 and blowing shit up, it's going to have to be a Lafroig 22-year-old. Because it's a very peaty, smoky whiskey, and every time you open the bottle, everyone walks in going, "What the Billy setup's just gone, fuck it." My setup's all set up, so it's all smoke and mirrors. So every time you open the bottle of the Lafroig 22, within about 5 minutes, the entire room is filled with smoke, like Billy's RGB is saying. Just put it on your record. There you go.
I was just about to say, hang it around your neck, Billy.
It's safer around there because then we can just do loops on you, mate.
I'll tell you what, if you got one of those Star Wars helmets and stuck it on, Billy, you'd be set with that.
I got too big a bull fed, mate. That's my problem. I can't fit into the damn things.
So what was the scores we got? I got 10 out of 10 from a lot of people.
Oh, you got some 10s. You had Hez come in with 100. She was going right off. Somebody even went with a 1, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, maybe they got it in reverse order.
Well, guys, I tell you what. Unless the chat has any questions for Metal, that's our quick Q&A section. And what I'd like to say is, on behalf of every streamer you've ever helped, Metal, in terms of equipment and stuff, and this is from the bottom of my heart, it is I couldn't do what I do without having had you assist me, and you've taught me so much, mate. It has been amazing, and I'm currently setting up equipment at school, and most of the stuff that I'm doing because I learnt from you. So round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Metal.
Thanks, everybody.
So,
Yeah, thanks very much, mate.
I think
My pleasure, boys.
I think Billy, have you got the stream notes up there for you? Because I've had the questions. You know what are we doing next?
Yeah, so we've got the Whiskey Club next, mate.
Whiskey Club.
Tasting. Yeah, we're on to pour one out.
We're on to
Before we start the Whiskey Club thing, I'm just going to make a quick disclaimer here for everybody that was here that didn't know about what happened.
Oh, yes.
So I've been waiting for this whiskey for the Whiskey Club for a while now, and I've had it rerouted to work because I've had problems with it being delivered to my house, where I've had the whiskey stolen at least 2 or 3 times at the front door. Then I've had to write back to the Whiskey Club and say, hey, any chance I get another one? It's been stolen at the front door again, blah, blah, blah. And after about the 3rd time, they've gone, you need to change your address that you get it shipped to because it's getting stolen too often. And I thought, yep, no worries, I'll send it to my office. So I changed it to my work address. And it was running a bit late getting there. And then I wasn't working yesterday, but I got a message from my boss in the afternoon saying, were you waiting on a whiskey or some sort of beverage? And I'm, yeah, why? He goes, well, the delivery guys turned up and your bottles turned up in a puddle of liquid. And I'm going, you're kidding. And sends me a photo of the packet where the Whiskey Club box had been delivered, but it had fallen down off the top of a cart onto tiled floor and cracked the neck between the top of the neck and where the main part of the bottle is. And it had spilt all the liquid all over the ground. So a very expensive bottle of whiskey from the Whiskey Club.
That's nuts, mate.
So
never got delivered, but however, I did get a hold of the Whiskey Club today and explained to them I changed my address and it got broken by a delivery guy. And I said to them, if I could get this maybe one more delivery of whiskey, I've actually changed it to a 24/7 lockup address that I can get to 24/7, so I can guarantee I can pick it up and not someone steal it. And they said, deal. So I've got another whiskey on the way.
Well, so long and the short of it is that there's 2 of us going to be reviewing Whiskey of the Month, and you're going to be reviewing previous Whiskey of the Month, which that's not entirely a bad thing.
That's right.
Well,
Not a bad thing at all.
I say what we do is we hit the delivery button. Let's get the whiskey delivered, and we'll come back and talk to everyone about what's Whiskey of the Month this month. Let's do it.
Indeed.
Barkeep, 1 whiskey, please.
And here we are, folks, in the whiskey room. Where is he? There he is. There's Metal, and there's Billy. And we've all got, 2 of us have got boxes.
Yeah.
You got one of the. I didn't get the zippy box this time. I got this.
Oh, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
And
Paul got the poor man's express box.
The poor man's express box.
what they did was they padded it out with a load of this wide. I think twice now I've had. I haven't got the zippy box, but I don't mind that because the zippy box is awfully hard to get into usually. What do you got there, Billy? He's trying to get
into it.
That's it.
I'm actually really devastated because this is actually one of the ones I really wanted.
Wow. We got the red breast.
Yep, the red breast. That's the one I really wanted.
Yeah. Yep. Gave it a good old slap and it's very red.
You idiot.
Was that a bit loud? Sorry.
No.
So this is only the second. I've been with the Whiskey Club now for, I think, just over 2 years, and I think this is only the second Irish whiskey that I've received.
I've only been with it a few months, and I've had the second Irish whiskey that I've ever received.
There we go. So, just a little bit of...
For those of you at home too, Paul, there's also, if you want to join the club, guys, and you're interested in joining the Whiskey Club and joining us, there is a QR code that we'll put up we've got up in the Discord, which I've put up there. So check there for the QR code. We'll have it up on the stream next time in a corner, and you'll be able to follow the QR code and you'll be able to join the whiskey club with Paul, and you'll get a good price on whiskey.
Not only that, when you join, you actually get an additional half bottle of whatever's going about as well. So they normally have a special entry.
So the half bottle goes to Paul.
No, the half bottle comes to both of us, whoever joins, and Paul.
I wish. I didn't get mine.
Didn't you?
It probably got stolen like the rest of them.
The month I joined, of course got stolen, dude. The month I joined, there was a bottle of Nicker from the barrel,
and I've still got it, and it's bloody good too.
Oh, isn't it amazing?
It's absolutely sensational.
So you guys have got the red breast. I'm going back to one that I've just opened, taking the top off there, but I'm going back to one a while ago called the Balvenie. The single malt Scotch, so I'm going to be cracking that open now.
I'm going to tell you, Metal, you're not going to be disappointed because I've drank that. My bottle's finished, gone, done.
Is that the first batch, or what do they call it? The first batch single?
The first barrel. Yeah, the first
barrel. Honestly,
the 12-year-old first fill.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous. So,
just going to give on the whiskey clubs for those of you who might be interested. The Australian Whiskey Club is a subscription-based club for whiskey lovers. They offer exclusive access to premium Australian and international whiskies for every month. It's ideal for whiskey newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
And seasoned enthusiasts looking to discover something special. And the reason that it is something special is that they often pair up with distilleries to offer exclusive whiskies that they have produced specifically for them. You get one whiskey per month by default, although you can opt out. So one of the things that was a couple of reasons that I got involved in it. Firstly,
Parker.
I was and still really am a whiskey novice. I wanted to get to know more. I drank Scotch as a young lad, far too much of it. But I just wanted to learn more about. I've been through the gin phase and bourbon and stuff, but I wanted to try the Scotch, and that was my in. And when I found out that that with the Whiskey Club you could opt out, it wasn't an automatic. You will get it and you will pay for it every month. You only have to take the bottles that you want to buy, and they'll let you know each month what that is. So that's a little bit on the Whiskey Club. The bottles are usually 7 or 750 ml. The cost per month or per bottle varies a little bit. It's between $120 and about $170. I think often they come in around about the middle of that, around the $140 a month for a bottle. But you are getting a premium.
$160.
Yeah, you're getting a premium product. So you're not paying any more for it than you would be if you're buying a premium whiskey at a bottle shop at a Dan Murphy's, etc.
Well, the interesting thing is, Paulie, that the last couple that have come through have been upwards of $250, $260 for the bottle, and we're beginning them for the price of $150.
If you're buying,
if you're buying much cheaper, much cheaper.
Now, keep in mind too, as a public service announcement too, we're not saying that you should be getting these whiskies and drinking the entire bottle in one night. Although Paul and I have managed to do that a couple of times at his place.
Yeah.
But the idea is especially sipping whiskey, so you obviously drink it slowly and drink responsibly. Just doing my public service announcement.
I'm just doing the
the old head test.
Well, I have my tasting glass here ready to go.
I'm about to pour mine, but first of all, I'd like to discuss the tasting notes that come with each of the boxes.
Yes, please, Billy.
Unfortunately, I don't still have the tasting notes for your particular Scotch, Metal, but this is a Redbreast single pot still Pedro Ximenez edition. Ximenez? I don't know. Anyway, it's no secret the Redbreast is the world's most awarded single pot still whiskey. Last year alone, they took home 5 double golds at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. They then followed up this year with 7 more, including one for the very whiskey before you. It's a benchmark sherried Redbreast that exemplifies their craftsmanship to a T. You and the fellow club members are the only people in the world to get your hands on this next level batch. So when you're a member of this club, you're actually getting something that isn't available to anybody else. Normally, correct. While Aussies have been scouring the secondary and grey markets for previous bottlings, it'll be a long time before anyone will see a Redbreast PX edition in Australia through official channels outside the club. Marking a rare changing of the elite guard in Irish whiskey, this whiskey was created as the legendary Billy Layton passed off the mantle of master blender at Irish Distillers to Dave McCabe, and his dream team created a whiskey that proves why Redbreast is the king of single pot still. Join us with Dave later this month via live stream as we uncover the story behind the dram. That's available on the website.
Yeah.
Essentially, this one's matured in 200-litre bourbon barrels and 500-litre Oloroso sherry butts before a secondary maturation in Bodegas Paez Marilla's Pedro Ximenez hogsheads. This batch, which I don't understand anything about, I know some of that stuff they were just talking about. This batch was handpicked by Billy and Dave from 10 to 14-year-old stocks and bottled, non-chill filtered to capture the full depth and spice flavour. The nose, and let's see if you can pick this one. Decadent layers of sultana, vanilla butterscotch biscuits, cinnamon, chocolate, and nougat. The palate, deeply elegant, bursting with luscious fruit toast, blackberry jam, baking spice, and an incredibly long, satisfying, rich finish. Now, all the club members will know, don't forget to share a photo of your Redbreast on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you actually have your socials, and make sure you hashtag. Let's do it.
Hey, I've just had a thought. Hold your bottles up, fellas. This is for the Whiskey Club's Facebook page.
Wicked. Fantastic. What a great idea.
Hold on. I get the label right.
Just don't drop it, Paul.
There we go. No, exactly.
See.
Well done. What I wanted to do is, as you were reading through those notes, pot still. And I've been doing a lot of research on whiskey of late, especially since we've got this channel going. And I've got to say, first of all, I don't think any of us would consider ourselves experts in any way, shape, or form on whiskey. We do enjoy it. And we have, to different levels, I guess, discovered which whiskies we like. And I know Metal and I are big fans of the peated whiskies, smoky stuff. Billy, not so much. But there are so many. What I have discovered is there are so many different flavors within whiskies that it is amazing. So pot still refers to the type of whiskey that's distilled in a traditional copper pot still, and it has a couple of meanings depending on the region, particularly in Ireland versus Scotland. So the pot still is the copper vessel that they use to distill the alcohol. And unlike modern column stills, they're still used for mass production. Pot stills operate in batches, and they're known for producing richer, oilier, and more flavourful spirits. So that's that small batch pot still is that sort of thing. Just reminded me of a moment I had in get a just slight tangent. Went to a brew house in the Barossa Valley. They had a small batch whiskey on offer. I said, I'll have a glass of that, thanks. How would you like it? Just neat. No, I'm sorry, we can't serve you it neat. Sorry? Oh, well, I'll have it on ice. No, we can't. You're stocking a above average whiskey, and you're telling me I've got to mix it with a mixer. No, sorry. Oh, I'm out. Let's see you later. And she's come back and said, I've spoken to my manager and it's okay. I went, well, okay, well then I'll stay.
I can't believe that. I seriously cannot believe that actually happened. That's
Indeed
insane.
it did.
Are you sure you didn't go to a gin bourbon distillery, not a whiskey distillery?
No, it was a brew house. It was beer.
Okay, beer.
But they had some whiskey. We're going to knock the top off these guys and give it a smell.
Yep.
I need to get the reverb on
the
that.
glass.
That's really nice.
Oh.
Let's have a look.
You'll love the nose on yours, Metal. That thing is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah, let that get some air into it.
Gentlemen, all right, boys. Gentlemen, shall we do the toast?
How about the viewers? Can we win a bottle? Here's to Rowan.
Here's to Rowan, the lawyer.
To Rowan, the lawyer.
Now I'm going to tell you that the correct.
Oh.
I haven't tasted mine yet. I was about to say, here's the deal. This is how you're supposed to taste it. It's the five S's. See? So you're going to look at it. Look at the colour.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I've been looking at it for the last 10 minutes, Paul.
Then
Same, Paul.
you're going to swirl.
Yes, indeed.
You're going to smell.
Done it 3 or 4 times already.
Need to smell. And I'm told the reason for the smelling is not just because you're looking for those notes that Billy was talking about. And there's like to me there's like a fruit cake.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's a
Well, they did say raisin toast.
There we go. Fruits.
Well, yeah.
There's
So
fruits there.
sultanas mixed with some cinnamon.
The other thing
and some vanilla.
The other thing that I'm told that I've read about smelling your whiskey is that it prepares your palate for what's about to come and enhances the flavour. So we have see, swirl, smell, sip.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I've got to say, it's done. It's done. Nice.
There's definitely a sweetness. There's definitely.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I get the blackberry in it, but
it's definitely a.
The blackberry will be more of a darker, richer fruit flavor, like the sultanas.
The sultanas foremost, but
it's definitely a fruitiness.
Yeah, it has. It certainly has.
Well, I'm not saying my smell does anything like yours.
Yeah, yours won't. And I remember what yours smells like, mate. It smells gorgeous. I remember
it
that
does.
one.
It's not a peaty whiskey, this one, but it is a very smooth whiskey.
You gherkin, just skull.
It definitely has.
Oh, we're not at Melbourne now. All right.
Look, okay. You know what? If someone wants to gift us 100 gift subs, then I'll skull this glass.
Annie Lynn hit the nail on the head. It's fruity. It means it has to be healthy. Exactly.
Indeed.
You know, I did watch a video just the other day on how drinking whiskey every day of the week is not a bad thing in moderation. It's actually good for you.
I actually wanted to say to you, Metal,
low in carbs,
because I drink whiskey, doesn't make me an alcoholic. Because whiskey is actually a spirit, so this makes me spiritual.
Are you feeling rather holy after having a drink? Does it make you feel whole, Billy?
You complete clown. Now,
I was wondering, do we drop over to Ron to see whether he's got any?
Hang on now. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
So we've got a friend of ours that Paul introduced us to a week ago. So give us a rundown.
Ron's been waiting lurking at the side, waiting for us to make a comment about the whiskey. So we just cross to Ron for a second and see what he's got to say about the whiskey of the month. Here we go.
Hey, welcome in, Ron.
Hey, Ron. How you doing, buddy?
Ron, can you hear us, mate?
Hello.
Ron, can you give us a wink if you can hear us?
Hello.
No, I think we've got some technical difficulties, Paul.
I think
he hasn't even got the red breast.
I think what it is Ron's he's a solitary drinker. There's a song about that. I think it's the nips are getting bigger.
Did you say conciliatory?
Ron, can you do us a favour? Can you give us a thumbs up? No.
Yeah, no, I don't think Ron's getting it at the moment. I think Ron's he's offline.
He's got a bit of a problem with audio at the moment. We'll have to get back to him later on.
He does like to drink alone, I'm told. So we'll cross back and see if we can improve that situation at some point. What I wanted to say is that this tasting, It's a wonderful. I was going to say Scotch, wonderful Irish whiskey. My preference these days, I used to be neat, full stop, end of story. And in the winter, I actually think neat's pretty good. But I do like a large ice cube in my whiskey these days. So here's my whiskey glass. I'm going to put a... Where did this come from, Billy? Do you remember this at all?
Oh, where did that come from?
I might have lost the tongs.
Did you leave them behind?
No. Oh, maybe.
I think you might have left I think you left the tongs behind because I found a set on the kitchen bench.
Right, I'll pick them up next time I'm in town.
Well, hang on. I'll come past Melbourne on the way to Mildura, so I can bring it over for you.
Can you send me your address? I need to post them to you.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Sure. Here is... So here's my preferred way to drink whiskey is a really big ice cube, one really large ice cube, and then get into it before it all melts.
Excuse me, if I've got a tiger Hez watching, could you possibly bring me another ice cube, please, darling? Also, I think we missed a comment from Conspiracy Guru earlier.
Oh,
we did.
How about the viewers? No, unfortunately, the viewers can't win a bottle. But we did miss a question about something about emotes. I do believe. When will the channel be getting emotes?
Well, thanks to you guys tonight and the way we're running the channel now, I think we've pretty much after tonight made our hit of streams per month. But we have to get to affiliate before we'll be able to add a few more or any emotes in at the moment. We can probably add one or two in, but we just haven't got to put them in. But we'll be putting some emotes in. If you guys want to put some ideas for us of what you think we should have as emotes, jump on into the Discord and jump in the Pix channel and throw in some ideas that you think we might want to have. And we can always put it to a poll to see who will vote for who gets to have the first emote put on the channel. And who knows what happens with the channel as we go through, people are giving in, because once we get affiliate too, people can start subscribing to the channel and doing that stuff.
The three amigos, did you say, Parker? The three amigos. I'm sure that's what that said. The three...
I have one of the three stooges.
Amigos.
Yeah.
Amigos.
Hang on, so if we're going to do this right, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am enjoying that whiskey.
Me too.
I think, hang on, just...
so we can do that, more. By the way. Rhett just said, what about a whiskey glass? The Whiskey Club does actually have a whiskey glass, which we could potentially do, which Paul has right there as a potential maybe a giveaway of some kind.
The other thing is we could potentially look at some merch as well.
We're looking at merch already.
Indeed.
And so we'll probably have some, hopefully some merch coming out soon, guys. Billy and I have been sort of playing around with some stuff at the moment. We'll come up with some merch ideas and get some out. So check the Discord for those details and the bottom of the channel in the About section below if you want to see a bit more. There's a bit more information there. There's the link to the Whiskey Club. Click on that link, guys, if you're interested and you're in Australia at the moment. I think I saw them say they might be able to shift overseas, but it just takes a bit longer to get there, that's all. And there's a bit of a postage. I
have some info on Aussie whiskies since we're all based in Australia.
Yes.
Very close to where Billy is in Melbourne, we have Starward, which is whiskey of was always sorry, I'm going to untie my tongue. There was a whiskey of the month by Starward, which Metal. Did you got that one? Yep,
I got that one. I loved it. I've actually bought that one for Blank Page for his stream.
I enjoyed that very much, and I would have at some point we'll have to do a distillery tour.
That would be awesome.
The three of us will have to be together for the distillery tour.
And of course, one of the most famous, I guess, internationally Australian whiskey would be Sullivan's Cove from Tassie. And speaking of Tassie has the largest number of distilleries in terms of in a small area. There's Lark,
the idea, Paul.
Lark, which Metal's holding in his hand at the moment, and that I can tell you is an outstanding whiskey. I loved Lark, and I've got about half a bottle there, still there. I'll be keeping that one for special. Keeping it for special.
The beautiful part about Lark is they're actually right on the waterfront as well. So that's there. So,
okay.
Yeah. I've also recently gone through, not necessarily another one. This is an international one that I've recently went through. I really enjoyed this, the Speyside Arbor.
thank you.
Yes.
So
yes,
that is the second bottle of Arbor. I bought another bottle of it for my birthday weekend, thanks to Dad. And I went through 2 bottles.
Thank you, honey.
On a birthday. So God knows how I pulled up after that.
Yeah, and the other one is from up north. I think it's, I'm pretty sure Hellier's Gorge is not out of Hobart. I don't think Hellier's Gorge is out of Hobart. I think that's a northern distillery. Unfortunately, Nant at Bothwell has closed, I believe. I don't believe they're still open.
The Hellier's
Nant was
hang on.
Nant was amazing.
I've got a very special one.
Hellier's Road Billy's the one we drank when you were here.
Correct, indeed.
Another special one, which
Not
is
a bad drop either.
Home. Another good one for Australian whiskey lovers. If you want to try very close to home to Paul, we have the Fossies.
Yes, indeed.
Single malt whiskey. This is the peaty version I've held on to. So next time I catch up with Paul here in Sydney, we have a bottle to drink.
I remember when you bought that bottle, Paulie.
Yeah.
I remember when you bought that.
So for those, the story behind that is Fossey's distillery is Fossey's is a mate of mine called Steve Timmis, local guy. And in fact, there's such a link there. My father, when we first moved to Mildura, I was 3 years old. My father worked for Steve Timmis's father, who had a fruit block. So his first job when we arrived in Mildura was picking oranges. That's the connection. Anyway, during COVID, I did a stream from Fossey's Ginporium, as they called it at the time, and a big gin producer. Steve was a winemaker who turned his hand to distilling and began with gin, but has now branched out into whiskey, vodka. They do moonshine as well. So that's a big success story, and they've got a store in Lygon Street, Carlton now, as well as several others across the country. And it is very good whiskey, very very good whiskey.
I keep forgetting to drop out to Lygon Street to go and have a bit of a look.
Yeah. And and I'll tell you a really short, funny an anecdote about Steve. Steve's an incredibly talented guy in terms of his knowledge of spirits and whiskey and gin and that sort of stuff, and the botanicals that go into making all the different types of gin. He's a great storyteller. I happen to be in Melbourne having a pedal board custom built at one of the, I can't remember the name of the place. Around the corner
Dynamic. Was it Dynamic?
Deluxe Guitars.
Deluxe
Guitars. So we went in there, went for a wander around the corner, found a little boutique gin place. Went in, had a cheese board and some gin, and got talking to the staff. And they said, "Oh, where are you from?" Mildura. And the guy behind the bar's gone, "Really? You're from Mildura? What? You're familiar with Fossey's?" I said, "Yeah. Enjoy a Fossey's." I said, you know about Fossey's? Yep. Turns out that Steve Timmis and the guy that runs that particular little establishment meet up on a regular basis, and Steve gets him absolutely plastered. So so we got a few freebies, and it stood us in good stead because we knew Steve. So there you go.
Mate, just looking at in Discord, Disky's gone nuts and taken some photos for us for Discord. Thank you very much.
Oh, here we go. Hello.
Some screenshots of us here live from the stream.
Thanks very much, Lynn.
Let me just go to Discord and we'll have a look.
Unfortunately, most of them are me with a whiskey glass almost at my mouth, trying to go for another sip. So I look like I'm the whole
almost at your mouth. Which is that in clips? Is that
in photos?
Is there a photo? Where's photos?
Where's photo?
Down a bit further under the True Blue Legends channel, there's a photos channel there. Oh, she's done it in the Paul Travasca service. So she hasn't done it.
No wonder I can't see it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
Hang on.
Let me put in. I might just add. I just realised I didn't put the photos channel. Let me just put that in there whilst we're talking.
Here we go.
Yeah, you need to. Where is the photos channel?
It's in my Discord, Billy.
On Paul's Discord.
Yeah, where is it? Under True Blue Legends?
Under photos. Yeah.
Yeah, True Blue Legends. Yeah.
Look at that. There's Disky's. There's a photo. Billy looks amazing with that around his neck. We've got this one. I'm asleep holding a glass of whiskey.
That's it.
Sensation.
And I'm captivated by Billy's.
Oh, there's me pouring one.
And just while you're there,
Yep.
I just want to share this one. This is how it comes across in this house with the Hez watching on the big 77-inch. Doesn't get any better than that.
It does not.
I will say I did see the lovely Hez. I will say it was nice before when you asked for Hez to come in with a ice, and Hez literally comes in and actually delivers you the ice.
She did.
Hez,
She did.
lovely lady. Cheers to you, my dear. I know you're always there with Billy looking after him, so here's to you, and here's to Rohan the Oiler.
Here's to Rowan, and here's to the Tiger. Love it a bit.
Absolutely. I think we have a small segment coming up next from our one and only Billy. Would that be correct?
We do indeed.
Is that where we're at?
And if you could play some sort of a
I will indeed.
lovely stinger so that I can get myself ready.
I
that
will
would be
indeed.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Let's
Thank
do
you
it.
very much. We'll be right back.
Love that one.
We need a longer stinger.
We do. Just quietly. All good.
And we also need.
You got to go to the bathroom the moment he puts those stings on, mate.
There's no bathroom trip there, mate. But I do have to say, this segment was going to be called the Odd Angry Block in order of the Odd Angry Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And I was actually taunted by my better half to have a crack
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah.
at the hottest corn chip in the world.
Oh, no.
I don't know how hot.
Well, hold
I
on a
don't know
minute.
whether it's. I don't know whether it's the hottest.
You're going to be feeling this tomorrow or tonight, Billy.
Well,
I don't know whether I've got the nuts, the cojones.
I've got the nuts.
I'm really enjoying, quite frankly, the Scotch, and I don't want to taint it. This really lovely Irish whiskey.
So you've thought better of it.
I have. I will have a crack at it next stream when we're trying the what is it? The mid-priced.
Yep.
The mid-priced Scotch from a bra. From a mid-priced bra.
Yeah.
That'll and give you about 6 months. You'll get that out perfectly, Billy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, if Billy can do us a favour, and this is the best part about these chips, read the disclaimer on the back of the chip packet.
I have. I've already read it, and
No, this is for the stream.
just to let you guys know, it's got in big block letters: "Do not consume." 1, on an empty stomach. 2, if you have gastrointestinal problems. 3, if you are allergic to chili or capsicums. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Now, some may say I'm actually pregnant, but that's okay. I'm having to roll with that.
I'm due next week, Billy.
5, if you are sensitive to spicy foods. 6, if you have any other medical conditions. Or 7, if you have a cardiac condition. I think that's enough to tell me to stay clear of it, right?
Yeah.
But well,
I like what Tiger
I'll
has. H said in chat, he's in the Victorian ambulance. Don't worry.
you know what she said to me? She says, I've been meaning to put you in the Victorian ambulance because if you eat one of those and we have to get the ambulance at you, I'm not paying for it for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I will say as a word of warning, because I've actually done that chip challenge before, that make sure, Hez, that you have some frozen milk in an icicle block for him, as well as a glass of milk on ice. And then follow that up with a chaser of milk because he is going to need it.
I was going to say, I was prepared to go for it tonight if we still had a litre of ice cream still sitting in the fridge or freezer. But because there's no ice cream, I'm not going to have a crack at it tonight.
I think that's wise.
I think that's very wisely.
Anywho.
However, I am actually going to do, when you do that chip challenge, I'm actually going to be making my homemade pico de lanto, which is the Spanish and Italian chili and habanero and Scotch bonnet mix that I do. I'll be having that with some corn chips. So I'll have that on ready so I can have that with you because I make that super hot because I also add drops of my homemade chili oil.
Okay, nice.
And I'm going to have lollygobble bliss bombs.
Done.
Were they the spicy ones or
No. I can't have spice anymore. I can't. I'm not allowed to. I mean, I can have mildly spicy, but anything that off the charts is a no go for me. Unfortunately.
Look, I don't mind the hot stuff. I remember having some of Gunter's. I remember having some of Gunter's hot sauce. And the Guntler hot sauce is made with 3 kilos of habaneros with 2 Carolina Reapers and a Ghost in it, and they bottle it down, and Gunter bottles it down into the Guntler sauce. And I tell you what, when you put that in a batch of chili con carne, you only need a drop. It's the hottest. It's the hottest of hot. It's like amazingly hot.
Hi, Dave.
We'll see what happens. I'm sure.
Well, we could. I think we could perhaps for future streams as as you said the off week. So the streams are fortnightly. On the alternate fortnight when we don't get the Whiskey Club and we do our intention then is to do a reasonably priced whiskey that we endorse because we enjoy it. We'll try and a bit like our snack time. We'll get a reasonably priced whiskey and we'll rate it and we'll suggest is this something that you should buy, and we'll find some stuff and do it that way. Maybe that one we pair with a snack.
Yep.
That'd be cool, I think.
So in case you haven't seen it, guys, go check out the Discord as well. There is a photo that was put up by our favourite Auntie Lynn in the Discord, Paul. She's done her magic as well.
She's woven her magic? Awesome. Yep. That's so cool.
So, guys, there's a link for the channel in there.
I got to say, Metal, this is possibly one of the best shots of you I've seen in a long time. Honey Lynn, you bloody champion. Look at that.
At least I can say finally found a bottle of whiskey. It's the same size as my bloody head.
Metal's changing his name. He'll be known as Balvini from now on.
Tonight on Twitch, catch Balvini as he drives his truck.
That's it.
I can't see where I'm going. I'm a bit sloshed tonight.
And tries to evade the police. Woo! Radar buddies.
Now, the whole idea here was that we introduced Billy for his chat about his stream, and we haven't got anywhere with it.
I know. I just want to say thanks to everybody that joined me recently for my guitar streams, and you can see the if I get the angle right, the Fender, the red Fender guitar on the shelf there next to the Stormtrooper head. What I would like to talk about is what I'm going to be getting up to very, very soon. Now that work has settled down a bit, and all of the
Billy. Sorry, I'm sorry. I've had to stop you. We've just had a message come in.
Really?
Something? Yeah. We have to share this with the viewers. Look, I can't say anything more about it, but apparently there's been a drive-by and I just want to share this. Just a sec. Hang on. Guys, just watch. Oh, hang on. That's the bloody wrong one. Hold on. We'll come back. Come back.
Pro streamer here.
Take two. You ready?
Take two.
This time, we're going to cross to the news. There's been a drive-by. I'm not sure where it is, but we'll hear all about it. Let's just go here.
Oh my! That was a gunshot!
Kenneth.
Everyone get your heads down!
Kenneth.
That was a drive-by attempt, Frank!
Kenneth, that was a neighbor's car backfiring. Kenneth!
That was a neighbor's
They're coming for the eggs.
What can I say?
Oh, that's gold.
Now,
That's gold.
continue, Billy. Sorry to just interrupt you. Now,
Well, no, that's fine. And we'll look with. Well, no, that's fine. And we'll look. Am I getting double? Am I getting double?
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think I am. Okay, maybe not now. Okay. I think I've solved my audio problems at my end. Thank you very much, everybody, for bearing and being patient. I just wanted to say thanks for everybody that joined my streams. They were extremely infrequent over the last couple of months due to a heavy workload. That's my daytime gig. But I actually have a little bit of time spare now and hope to be streaming very shortly. There's some new Lego stuff that I'm going to be doing, and that includes the mini Millennium Falcon build.
wow.
Okay. The next one, this one's incredible. This is, for those of you who know about the movie June and June 2, this is the Atreides Royal Ornithopter, and this is just...
Oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely off tap. It's just...
That's awesome.
It's sick. It's going to be like... I think it's like...
Is it like 1,200?
1,369 pieces. So that's going to be multiple streams, people, to get through that one. On top of that, I've got a new guitar that I'm going to be building for my grandson.
I'm excited.
His birthday's in November. He's heavily into Batman and Fortnite, so it'll be a Bat-themed guitar. And there's a bass on Fortnite, the game, that I want to repurpose into, instead of being a bass, but a normal guitar. And it's going to be Handsome Dave's in the house. And it's going to be cool, exciting times. So if you're into that sort of stuff, drop me a follow. Check me out when I go live.
Indeed.
And hopefully I'll have the dates up and the streaming plan on my channel very shortly.
So go check out Shooter there, guys. There's his link for his channel there. Go check him out.
Thanks very much, everyone.
I'm going to say Billy's one of those guys, really chilled streamers. It's just so easy to just sit back and enjoy. You do a great job, brother.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I need to get back into it, and I need to spend more time for me. Yeah. Work's taken up a lot of my time recently, and a bit like Metal and yourself also, Paul. We don't get these chances often enough, and if we don't make time for it, it's for our own mental health. And that's a great segue.
Yeah, absolutely. to your next topic, but before you just before you do, mate, I've got to say this. We are three guys who have day jobs as well as trying to get some time into stream. And when we had the conversation and at really at your instigation, Billy, and discussed doing this channel and doing this stream, this is exactly as you said. This is something that we are making time to do because it's so enjoyable and to team up with you guys and spend this time and share it with our audience, I think is an absolute. What's happened?
Grandpa
What's
Shooter will be top of the list from Lurkin Gherkin.
Thank you, Lurkin. The McGurk. Mate, I nearly lost my shit just then.
I think I'll just say this now, and I'm sorry for the pun, but I think you just pickled in pink.
You did. Yeah, pickled tink. Look, I got to say, this wouldn't have even been my suggestion if it hadn't been for Hez one night walking past us all chatting in Discord and saying, my God, you guys should be streaming this shit. It's funny as fuck, right? And it wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for the gorgeous Hez. So thank you, darling.
Thank you, Hez.
Because we're having a lot of fun doing it. And I know we're only 2 episodes in, but it's a lot of fun.
It's a start. We've got off the floor running, and if it wasn't for all of us putting in time, and that's it.
That's it.
I mean, look, I'm actually on call at the moment, so look, I've been praying to the IT gods to let me have a night free of IT issues. I've been dealing with those the last couple of weeks.
I wanted to say one of the incredible things about we're all streaming on. We all stream on Twitch. We've actually met because of streaming on Twitch, as you mentioned before. Metal and the friendships that we have formed through Twitch has been amazing, and I've got to stay at Billy's place. Billy's got to stay here. Metal, you've come here. It is just an amazing thing to think that because of this thing that we call Twitch and streaming, we've been able to form these friendships and get to know each other, and I think friendships are going to last a lifetime.
I think so. I mean, thanks to the work with you guys, I would not have probably without having people like Pete Northcote, Steve Forward, Phil Smythe, Orby Guitars, all these people who we regularly hang out with in their streams, and they come to ours. It makes the community that we have really cool. I mean, you can see I brought a lot of my. I'm getting a call from Paul right now. I'm just going to ignore that.
Just need some tech help here. Oh, sorry. You said you're on call.
And there you go. See, this is the typical thing. I'm going to pick it up. Your phone, he'll hang up on me, right?
You're supposed to put your phone on non-CLI so he doesn't know who it is calling, you idiot.
Oh, no, I wanted you to know.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. Donna, DB2, it does change lives. You're absolutely correct. I can't wait for my chance at or when my opportunity comes to talk about my story, because there's going to be a couple of things that you won't already know about how this all came about. So there's some more backstory that's coming. But all I can say is, without you guys, my world was not a wonderful place, not as wonderful as it is now. So thank you. I'm so glad that I met you both and everybody involved in our communities, because it's been sensational.
Thanks.
Here's a funny story. If it hadn't been for me being in Mildura at the right time, Billy would still be stuck on the side of the road with a P-plater taking out his car.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
That's for another night.
That's another night.
That's for another night. Absolutely, mate.
Now, Billy, I know you have something very important that you want to talk about. You're very, very passionate about this subject, and it's something that you have introduced to both Metal and myself, and we've been doing this something together. So I'm just going to let you go for it, mate. Please take the floor and explain to the people what we're talking about.
Thanks so much, Paulie. For those that don't know, I'm a Mobro. I've been following Movember Foundation probably ever since it started, when the two guys from Melbourne walked into a bar and they actually had a bet, and the bet was to see who could grow the best mow. It was the month of November, and they wanted to try and grow the best mow, and the guy with the best mow at the end of the month would win the bet, right? That later turned into, rather than just us doing it, how about we grow mows to raise money, and because men's health isn't really covered off anywhere. You know, there's a lot of stuff about breast cancer, and there's a lot of stuff about females ovarian cancer and all that sort of stuff. And they went and said, there's really nothing for us guys. So
Apart from the old genital cancer thing you might hear.
Yeah, look, prostate. I think prostate.
Cancer. Yeah.
Well, there wasn't even that really before these guys. Before these guys had raised the awareness, right? And I'm fortunate enough to have been a Mobro now for 16 years, and been raising money and along the way. And I know that a number of people that are here in this conversation tonight have supported us along the way. And thank you so much, everybody who has. But this isn't only about raising money to assist medical research. It's about the projects that Movember Foundation fund for mental awareness and mental health. It's not only something that only happens in November. It's not just Are You OK Day, one day in the year. It's not just Mates Day, one day in the year. We're talking about men's mental health and the fact that everybody knows a man in their life, whether it be their dad, their brother, their uncle, their cousin, whatever. And we need to be checking in. And it's not necessarily just men either. You women can help us by becoming Mo sisters. If you draw a Mo on your finger, like Hez has had a moustache tattooed to her finger, right? She's our classic Mo sister. And look, all I say is let's have those conversations. And if that's all we promote out of Movember and our fundraising efforts and the chats that we'll have from time to time, then I'm assured that the world will be a much better place and we'll have less men committing suicide and getting themselves checked out. That's one thing that I do every November. 100%. I go to the doctor. I have my bloods done. I make sure that I'm my body's not a temple. I don't treat it well, right? But I make sure I get checked out by the doctor to make sure that the things that are inside my body are still functioning okay, that I'm not going to drop dead tomorrow. And if we can do that...
Guru said I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that too, Guru. Cheers to Rowan the lawyer.
May he manifest soon.
Cheers, guys. I need a refill.
Well, I can tell you that.
Look out for us definitely in November. Look out for us because we'll be promoting heavily.
But if you want to join us too and join the cause, we'll also open that up to people as well. You can join us to be a Mo brother or Mo sister.
Absolutely.
And all proceeds go to that sort of thing. And I think it's important because we've all been through mental hardship. I know I have as well over the last couple of years. And if it wasn't for the relationships I've had with people and like Paul and Billy and other people who I've spoken to over the years, it would be a whole different story for me as well. But I think the fact that I've got family close by, I've got friends on Twitch and everything that help me stay positive, that's one of the key things in going through it, is having that person you can talk to. And there are services out there for people who are going through those hard times as well. So there's links you can go to. There's a link in the bottom in the About section below us to Movember, the cause. And a lot of it's Australian focused, but there's also links for
it's actually global. It's actually global, mate. Movember is now a global concern. The fact that it started in Australia is
pretty cool.
It's brilliant when you think about it. It's two blokes betting, but yeah, okay. Something great came out of that, and the fact that it's global and that it went global so quickly is just testament to the great work that gets done for the foundation. So if you get a chance, spend some time on the website because they've plotted out all the different charities and research outfits that they've actually basically funded, all the projects that they've funded, looking into prostate cancer, finding new cures or at least treatments and tests that are now so much quicker. It's just fantastic. I just can't. I'm a diehard Mo bro. I'm always going to be.
Billy, I've got to say, you mentioned you've been involved with Movember for 16 years. When did you say how long it's been running for?
I think about 17.
Right. Okay.
I think I got it at the end of the first season, like the first year it started. I think I came in 2000. It was 2009 or something. I joined. So
we are DJ Melly Mel. You're absolutely right. What I was going to say is, and I don't mind sharing. If we go back, so 16 years ago, I began my teaching career. And then if we go back 12 years prior to that, that was when I left the hospitality trade. And when I left the hospitality trade, I left there an emotional and psychological wreck. And I can remember vividly back then there not being anything. There was just nothing. Zero. It was radio silence. You went and talked to if you went and talked to your doctor about you feeling like crap. I mean, there really wasn't even a label.
They put you on meds, mate. They put you on meds. You know?
Precisely, and that was if you could get someone that actually was prepared to listen to you. Yeah. And it was a very, very different world for guys and girls who were going through a tough time with mental health. And I think through organisations like Movember, it's now something that we are aware of, and we're there for each other. And I think that's a fantastic thing. And I just wanted to share that. That's all.
And thanks for sharing, because, you know, men showing their vulnerability, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of, and never be afraid to ask for help, right?
Gherkin, you're right. It was a case of just deal with it. That's exactly how it used to be.
I was about to say, Gherkin, my dad used to say, cup of concrete, mate, build a bridge, get over it, right? Yeah. And that's how it was. That's how it was in the day. Look, he taught resilience. It taught resilience, but it didn't give you a coping mechanism. All you did was compartmentalize that, whatever you were trying to deal with. And in the end, as a teenager, I was a volatile young man. Volatile, because my dad would always say, yeah, you don't show those feelings, son. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You compartmentalize it. Well, the problem is you explode in the end, because you feel that you haven't got an audience to vent to. Yeah. And I exploded. I was extremely volatile. You could have called me Vesuvius.
2003, only Lynn says.
And the other thing too, was it? DJ Melly Mel said, and Beyond Blue. Yep. Now, Beyond Blue was made mainly for both, but it was still very much around the time, Mel, as you're probably aware of, that it was very much it was more towards the people who were going through it, more female than male, and it felt sort of men were sort of going to Beyond Blue was something that was not necessarily available at the time for men, because it wasn't something that was pushed.
Oh, that's not actually strictly true, Metal. Sorry, I have some intimate knowledge of Beyond Blue, given where I used to work. And they were a brief intervention service. Brief intervention service, and that's all they were really done. But they were linked to Movember, and they were a co-provider. Not co-provider, but they were a partner with Movember for up until year before last. They were co-partner with them for 3 or 4 years. So
So from this, I will say this. This is what I went through when I felt it.
Yeah, cool,
that I was I was pushed to speak to Movember and seek help through and go through that way, and that was how I first got to Movember. Okay. And then the first year I physically did it was with Billy and Paul. I did it through work, but Billy and Paul were the ones that pulled me in, and I've been doing it with them ever since. So,
and I'm so glad to have you on the team, man. You guys are amazing, and the spread that we get is wicked. And thanks for being part of the team, guys.
Movember's responsible for this. Remember?
That's right.
But you know what? The best thing that ever came out of Movember, the men's shed. The men's shed was probably one of the best things that ever came out of them for Australia, for men. It was brilliant. It was a brilliant scenario.
Now, Mel, that was not I will say this quickly. Mel said sorry. No, Mel, there's no need to be sorry. We don't use sorry here. You have every right to put some information in, and we're here for each other, right? We're not here to make people feel bad.
Absolutely,
now,
and
I'm checking the notes that we had, Billy, for tonight's stream, and I think there's one outstanding thing.
One segment that we haven't held yet.
Ready Player One?
Ready Player One!
Let's do it, Player One.
I don't. Am I supposed to do something here?
No. I think Ready Player One was for me and my side. So Ready Player One. So this is for me talking about gaming stuff coming up. So most of the people who are here tonight in the chat know that I play American Truck Sim and a whole bunch of other games. So I just wanted to go through a couple of things. One is, if you are interested in doing any form of simulation, public service announcement, be prepared to be spending some money. It can be expensive to get into, but you can do some small steps to get into. And for me, it was building the community that is the American On the Minute Express. But if you guys want to know more about that, please hit me up in the Discord. I can give you more information on that. And there's some funny clips and things that are coming up. So going forward, guys, what we want to do, if you're watching a stream, whether it's a gaming stream or whatever you want to do, if you find a funny clip, what we want to do is in our Discord, we have a channel called Vid Safe for Stream. Obviously, nothing too graphic. We want it to be fun. Well, the channel's there, and what we'll be doing in between the sessions, as I said last time, we'll be putting up a vote for funniest clip. The vote this week...
Sorry.
That's all right. The vote for this week, which was in the channel, which, obviously I went through the clips that were there. And the one we played, that Paul played before, which is the emu, was one of the funny clips that we found that I thought was absolutely hilarious and right for tonight. There's some examples in there, so please jump in the Discord. Be a part of the Discord. Jump in. If you've got ideas, stick in a channel. If the channel's not there, put in the general chat that you're requesting to have a general channel for something, and we'll review it. And if we think it's right, we'll put it in there. But this is not just us. This is you guys as well. So you as a community who are here tonight, we thank you so much for coming in and joining us. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys hanging out. So we've got people at Redo Customs. We've got Libra Red Rose was in there before from the gaming community. Random as well. I haven't forgotten, mate. You're still there. So just feel free to share stuff in there, and we'll play clips if we find them funny, or if we think they're appropriate, we might put them on the stream. There'll be a vote each week. So every off week, I'll be putting live the channel to do a rerun of what we played on this particular week, for example. So next week will be a rerun of tonight. So you got about a week or so. Jump in there, be active in the forums, be active in the Discord, and we look forward to being able to do more funny segments. And we've got some guests lined up, which are going to be absolutely fun. We've got some weird and wacky ideas for people who are going to come in. If you guys have someone that you want to suggest, also chuck it in the channel, in the general chat, and we can have a look at when we see it.
Maybe Metal. We could create a suggestion box section in the Discord, and if you guys have suggestions as to segments you'd like to see, whether they be funny or serious or whatever, if you've got ideas for people that you want to come on the stream, that'd be fantastic. If you could make that one for us, Metal, that'd be super.
I will. And also keep in mind too that a lot of us who do stream, we're on the gaming side of things. I've got plenty of links on there. But if you want to find out some more, hit me up in the Discord, guys. I'm happy to talk about stuff. There will be some funny stuff coming up. I'm going to be getting back into streaming once I'm finally off call. And so keep an eye out for that, and you'll be getting some more clips in there. There's some funny clips in there of the last time I streamed, which I am renowned for being the king of flipping a truck. If you ever want to see someone fail so miserably at a game,
tipping it on its lid. Speaking of which, check this out.
So we're heading to Butter and Tidbit. The Tidbit and Butter, sorry. You know? Incoming! Thank you for the follow, Ms. Unfortunate One.
Welcome's unfortunate.
What's going to be worried? I was not watching that. Yes, I really better clip that.
I think he crashed.
Well, normally it's.
Nice one, Paulie. So, yeah, so there's going to be clips like that. If you guys find a funny clip that you want to have played on the channel, put it in the channel. There's a clips channel there. Chuck it in there. If you see something funny during the stream, we'll try and remember to clip it. We can clip those straight to Discord, and you can rewatch them later.
I think his Kenworth W900 just became about a foot shorter.
I think as Reader Customs would attest to, my Kenwood 900 became a Kenwood 110 with a short nose, a cab over.
Yeah.
Well, fellas,
and yeah.
I was just about to say I think we're at the 2 hour 15 mark. We're always going to cap these at 2 hours, and I think we've done well. Congratulations, guys, and thank you to our wonderful viewers. If there's anything, guys, if there's anything else you needed to do, please let us know. Otherwise, I think we're about due to sign out. Remember, guys, it's every second week. Sorry?
We just had Lynn come in with, I would love to see Lou Vella as a guest.
Lou Vella would be amazing. Amazing.
Again, if Lou wants to jump in and join it, he can. We will. Look, what we want to do is get people in there.
He's here.
He came in. I didn't want to say anything because I did see him come in before.
I didn't see him. Crack off.
I reckon if we're going to do it, we'd have to do Lou Vella and Steve Ford at the same. No, that's too much.
That's too much.
But no, but yeah, if you guys have suggestions,
that is gold. That's gold.
That is sensational.
Once again,
oh my god, I can't believe that.
Now
that's so cool. Did somebody clip that? Did somebody clip it?
That's that. Isn't that doesn't fall under the umbrella of if speak of the devil and he appears?
Yeah. Well, look, we say we might have caught him with his pants down.
I haven't got me boots anymore. All right, folks, we're going to sign off. I think 2 weeks' time we'll be back with another mashup stream, and you can catch the VOD from tonight again on Wednesday. Guys, thank you so much. Metal, Billy, pardon?
Yeah. Who are we rating out to?
We can't.
Oh, we can't even, can we?
No, not yet.
Can we? No, we can't.
We can.
Oh, can we?
We can?
Yeah.
Oh, we done it. Have we done it?
No, we haven't gone yet. No. We can rate out if we want to.
No, but have we made affiliate?
I don't know.
We haven't made affiliate yet, but we don't have to be affiliate to rate out.
Because they have to apply.
Okay. Who are we rating? Who's the raid?
If somebody has a suggestion, chat, by all means, put it in the chat. I have a couple of ideas, but let's give it to the chat. If anybody has a person we want to rate out to, let us know, people. Now, I will also say I will be hanging around Discord for a little while tonight at the end of this too. So if you want to come and hang out and chat for a bit, I will be in there.
Right, Andy Lynn. Thanks so much, Lurkin. It's been a pleasure having you here, buddy. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming in tonight. It's truly amazing. We feel super privileged.
Good to see you.
So do we have any suggestions from nobody? Nobody? Okay, cool.
Corporal Cash. Sorry. My bad.
Rosalind and Joy? You reckon that you want Tina?
Oh. Rosalind Joy. Okay. Cool.
All right. I'll have a look for that now.
I picked the person with the lowest number of people in their stream on my list. So
I'll tell you, while Metal's organising that, there's a couple of things Metal was talking about before, contributing anything you like into Discord, anything you think we could do, that sort of thing. I'd also like to say, if there's a streamer you'd like to see us interview, that's another thing you could pop into our Discord. We have a number of, through I'm sure you guys all know there's plenty of streamers that we know and know well. I've had conversations with several streamers who are keen to come in and chat, which is absolutely awesome. As I said at the beginning of the stream, or when we announced that we were interviewing Metal, we felt that after last week with Damo, which was amazing, it was also a good idea. After that stream, we thought it was a good idea for us to introduce each of us on a personal level rather than just as streamers. But yeah, we talked about interviewing streamers being a get-to-know-you situation. And we figured, well, the first people you should get to know is, I guess, us. So, hence the interview of Metal tonight, and we'll do Billy soon.
I want to do you first.
Oh, we'll toss a coin, mate.
Too soon. You might need a few more whiskeys for that, mate.
Hez might have something to say about that, though.
Indeed. We are rating with 23 viewers, so please stick around.
Please hang around.
Rosalind Joy, is that right? No,
Rosalind Joy.
Rosalind Joy.
I got to stop announcing people's Twitch names because I can't do it.
No. That's why you have backup. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, people, and enjoy your whiskeys. And don't be a stranger, as Paul would say. And we'll catch you guys on the next stream.
Much love, people. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Much love. Much love.
And we're away. Perfect.